Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers. I'm down here at Brighton Seafront just done the Brighton Phoenix 10K, my running club, and I've been testing the Saucony Kinvara Pro and the Ultrahuman AIR Ring. Right, I'm going to head home because it's a bit windy and I'm going to do the race report there. See you in a bit. Okay, so I am back now from the Brighton Phoenix 10K. Now, I'm a member of Brighton Phoenix Running Club, so it's a race that's quite important to me and the people that I know, and it is completely organised by the running club. So it's all volunteers, everyone gets really involved. There's a lovely community feel to it, and it's a really nice race to do because it takes place on a Wednesday evening in the summer. So normally the weather's quite nice and you can go out afterwards and have a drink and things like that, and a lot of people get involved. So there are loads of running vests from all the different running clubs around the area because it's quite a big deal and can get quite competitive. There's a lot of fast runners that take part in that race, so I definitely say that if you really want to do a fast race and you want to be in a competitive group of really good runners, it's a great race to do that. Now the event takes place, as I said, on a Wednesday in summer. The route starts at Hove Lawns in Brighton and goes all the way down to Shoreham. I'd probably say half the route is quite nice. So from the Hove Lawns, you run down the seafront for about half the way, and then you go out into the more industrial area of Shoreham, which isn't the most scenic place to run. There's a lot of factories and buildings around there. But it's very fast, so it's really fast route. There's hardly any hills and there's probably a little climb at about the 5k point, but if you're looking for a fast race, it is a good option, and most of the coastal races down near Brighton tend to be pretty fast unless the weather is bad, and if the weather is bad, they're not fast races. So the weather we had for the race was pretty windy. There was basically a full wind blowing in your face for like the first 5k, but you got the benefit on the way back, and that made a massive difference. I really struggled on the first 5k out because coming off of injury, I did not have the fitness that I wanted, and I did not deal with it very well. So I found it quite a hard race, and by the time I was on the way back, I was so tired by running into the wind, but I didn't do a very good job. I got about 45 minutes, which I'm fine with. Coming off injury, quite happy with that. But kudos to the guys for organising a great race. It went really well. There were lots of marshals there. Big thanks to my girlfriend who marshalled in the race as well, and well done to all of the people that took part as well. It was a great event and well worth looking at if you're looking for a summer 10k race on the coast, and you want a fast one. So the shoe I used to run the Brighton Phoenix 10k was the Kinvara Pro. Now, Kinvara Pro is an interesting shoe because I'm not entirely sure what it's made for. I've used the Kinvara, quite a lot of versions of the Kinvara, and this is completely different than the Kinvara. So I wasn't entirely sure what the focus of this shoe was. The reason I wore it for the Brighton Phoenix 10K is that because I'm coming off injury at the moment, I didn't want a full-out race shoe. I wanted something that would possibly hold me back a bit, and give me an opportunity to just test something out at a faster pace. So I've done a couple of runs in the Kinvara Pro before using it for this 10k, but those runs have been quite slow because I'm coming off injury. I have not been doing a lot of fast training at the moment, so I've done a couple of easy runs in this shoe. The 10k was the first time I've really seen if it has any sort of versatility to it, and running at pace. So the first bit of that 10k was very windy. It was quite hard, so I tried to pick up the pace and try and stay under 4-minute kilometers for the first couple of k. That wasn't easy. One, because of the wind, but also because I'm coming off injury, so I'm not as fit as normal. But also this shoe is really hard to run fast in. It's not a very versatile shoe. I think the thing about the Kinvara Pro is that even though it's got a plate in it, and it has some of this power run foam in the top of the midsole, it's got this massive chunk of really dense, thick outer midsole, which it just feels a bit like you're running in clogs. There's no sort of bounce to it. There's no impact minimization. It just feels like a very hard shoe that's just banging against the floor as you're running in it. I didn't really feel a lot of turnover either when I was running in that race, and it just felt quite hard in this shoe, to be honest. I've also used it for a 5k park run attempt at running fast in this shoe as well, and I felt the same thing during that. I just felt like it's just not designed for any sort of pace at all, but equally I've also found it's not very designed for easy runs either, so I'm not entirely sure what this shoe is for. So not a successful test in the Brighton Phoenix 10k, but quite good for the fact that if I was maybe wearing a Vaporfly or something, I probably would push myself a bit too hard and maybe cause my injury problems. So at least it slowed me down and stopped me going out too hard. The other thing I was testing in that run is the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. Now this is a smart ring. It's not really designed specifically for running. It doesn't track your runs. It just tracks activity. So during that run, what I found with this ring is that I've been wearing this for like 2 weeks now, and I'm getting used to it. I don't mind it on my hand. I can wear it doing exercise, not in the gym because you tend to scratch it if you use it with weights and weights machines. But out on the run, it's completely fine. Don't even think about it. And it incorporates that information into your overall guidance for your health and well-being. So if you go out for a run, your heart rate will obviously elevate, your movement will increase, and it will incorporate that into your recovery and tie that alongside things like sleep and give you a bit of a picture on what you should be doing and where you're missing out on things when it comes to getting better sleep or getting better recovery, all those sorts of things. And I'm really enjoying testing it so far. It's the first time I've used a smart ring, and I think it does do a lot of things very well. I actually think it's better than something like the Phoenix 7 Pro, those sort of wellness holistic things where you're not really looking at performance. It doesn't really look at any sort of performance. So if you're using it as an aid for running and stuff like that, it's not going to give you any information to make you run better. It's just going to give you information. It's just going to know that you've done something. It doesn't even know you've been running, so it's not really a running tool. But what I have found useful about it is that it really focuses heavily on things like sleep. So the sort of information you get in Garmin, this goes in a lot more depth within the app for the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. So I'm enjoying testing it so far. It's not a problem on the run, and when I've got more data, we'll do a full review on the channel, and me and Mike will do a full review, and we'll delve in to see how useful that data is for runners. That's it from me. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the little bell, and a big thanks to Brighton Phoenix, all the volunteers that helped out in that race, because they did a fantastic job. It was a really successful run, so well done, guys. And if you're watching this and you don't know about our podcast, go into the caption below and you can click on the link to download and listen on your next run. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.